Below, guys. Below. It's boo and hello both put together. Is that going to catch on?
That's
not at all.
Below.
Doesn't even sound good.
You
when
should
you
do the Star Wars dark greetings from the old Star Wars EU. That's how the evil people would
dark
say
greetings.
Dark greetings.
Yeah. Hello. And also with you.
So
yeah, I just wanted Josh to like live by himself by saying that. Like I knew he was gonna start saying.
I'll fucking go 8 hours on.
He started
Star
saying
Wars.
some Wikipedia stuff, and I was like, "All right, I'm just gonna let him drown."
Yeah,
that's what you get. Sometimes
that's the real Halloween.
I will dive into Wikipedia.
Yeah, that's how it feels when
like
someone
I'm
does
Scrooge McDuck in the coins.
Yeah, you are Scrooge McDuck.
Just swimming around.
Hello, guys, and welcome to the Bomb Squad. Happy Halloween, or Boulot, as we say down here, not dark.
Or dark greetings, as we all say.
Dark greeting. I don't have one. I go Happy Halloween.
Okay, we're continuing our gateway horror as we show movies. So the first movie was Ernest Scared Stupid. A joy for everyone except for like smart people, I guess. But I loved it. The second movie was The Haunting, which was for older people, a little bit older, like teens. Yeah, you don't have to be like if you're an adult, you're probably a little bored. But if you're a teen, it's like the perfect mix. It's a perfect sleepover movie. And now we finally hit our first rated R. The next two movies are rated R, but I still could say
he's hyper violent.
This one, I would say it's like, I would say if you're under maybe a 13-year-old can probably handle it if you know your 13-year-old and they watch like Predator. If your 13-year-old has watched Predator, they probably handle this movie.
It's gory, but it's so ridiculous that I almost feel like that also
it's got
everything's
that
kind
Tales
of a
from
gag.
the Crypt
We'll get into it,
right?
Yeah.
But if you're like, maybe if you're 10, it's probably still a little bit too much for you, especially because there are some general fights. But find out what movie we're talking about, and also. There was a deep dive either right before or right after this episode. You can tell us. We don't know yet. But check it out. It's about the history of horror. We're going through a couple of movies. We're talking about political themes and social norm or social themes in horror films and how they've always been there. So go check it out. Go see what films we picked. It's pretty cool. And so now we're gonna do a commercial and then another commercial and then we'll start the actual podcast. We're 2 minutes in. We haven't said anything of substance. We'll see you in a second. Thank you so much for joining us on the Bomb Squad. Please give a like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to support our channel, other than that, the best way to do it right now is to watch our movies. We have the boxing documentary Humble Spirits. We have the Mexploitation thriller Borderland about missing cartel money. Those movies are both on Tubi. Also on Tubi and Screambox, you can watch the zombie drama, The Last Ones, and of course, The Empty Space, a cosmic horror about grief and loneliness. We hope you enjoy those movies. Tell us what you think if you do watch them. And of course, you can always follow my other YouTube page, which is my shorts page, to see some short films, or just join us here. Thank you so much again, and please keep supporting the channel. No, we're back.
No, wait. We're already back.
Why is it so awkward back? Yeah. Welcome back to the Bomb Squad, guys. As you can tell, today's more of a party vibe, it fits this movie. Yeah. Oh, look. Today's movie is Trick or Treat with Sam, our boy Sam. I should have put him out there. I'll shift position so you can see Sam the whole time. So yes, today's movie picked by Joshua is Trick or Treat from 2007. This could also be, we'll talk about it in a second once I get through the cast and the crew. So it was directed by Michael Dougherty, who went on to direct the bad Godzilla vs. Kong, but that's okay, which we reviewed on this channel. It was.
Check it out here.
He also
the link
wrote
will be
it
right here where I'm pointing,
and it stars Anna Paquin, Brian Cox, the great Brian Cox from Succession
Logan
and
Roy.
Trick or Treat. Dylan Baker.
He's got a range of roles.
Dylan Baker, who this is probably the star of this movie. Some would say too much, but he is great in other movies such as Revolutionary Road. He's like in everything. You know who he is.
He plays the same role in Happiness, just way worse.
He is a creep in 98% of his roles, but he does it
He's
well.
either a creep or kind of like a bumbling boss, like a woo.
Yeah.
But
he plays somebody who has his face is just like so who his character always is, and I feel like he knows that. Like
he's in
just like how he looks is like dweeb. I don't want to
Yeah,
be mean, but
he
you know what I mean. Like
literally
he
looks
knows
like a
what he looks
dweeb.
like.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
very good. Who is
Actually,
he in? Who
in
is he
what?
in? Let's Go to Prison. He's like the guy who rips off the two guys or something
He's
like
in
that.
like
Oh, I have
so
no
many
idea.
movies.
I don't
For
remember it,
he was
but
in this like movie made for like $20 I saw about people who just don't die or age,
yeah,
and he's like a sociopath who's been alive 200 years, and it's like
What?
Highlander.
it's a bad movie, but he's like
Sounds
carrying it
terrifying.
on his back. Like he's
Yeah.
so good in it that it like carries the film. So
Also,
Dylan Baker, come on the pod. We'll
yeah,
talk about it.
you should
20
go
bucks.
watch Let's Go to Prison because I don't think I could muster more than like 5 minutes on why you should watch it, but it's a good movie to watch. It's just hard to explain
don't
why
mind
it's
it.
good. You either like it
I
or
don't
you
hate
don't.
it.
I don't
It's
think
hard
I've
to
seen
do
that.
okay.
it works kind of.
Is that the Will Ferrell Kevin Hart movie?
No, it's the guy from Idiocracy, Dax Shepard, and Andy from The Office.
It was directed by
Oh.
Bob Odenkirk, right?
No, it was directed
one
by
of his-
Michael Dougherty. That's why we're talking about it.
Oh,
Oh.
Wait.
No, he's in.
No.
Yeah, I don't know who directed it, but yeah, maybe you're right, Bob Odenkirk.
or he wrote it or
Yeah.
something.
Whoever played Andy in The Office and was also in The Hangover.
Ed Helms.
Ed Helms, thank you. You had that right with you. What the hell? Just left us hanging. And
Yeah.
also Leslie Bibb. And I said Anna
yeah.
Paquin. Yeah, Leslie Bibb is in this, who's great in Popular, a show no one's ever heard of, but it's a good show.
She's also really good in The League.
Oh yeah.
Remember
And
The
so
League?
this. Oh yeah, she is very funny in The League, the show that no one remembers. She does good in a lot of
Only
stuff
me.
that not that many people remember. That has a very niche following. But
That
anyway,
is when I was watching this with my wife. I was like, "Oh, from The League." She's like, "That's where you remember her from The League. That's your first thought."
Yeah,
I was
she's
like, "Oh,
also
that's
It was a
Iron
big show.
Man."
It was
She's
pretty big when it was
also,
out.
Iron Man was also her.
Iron
like,
Man, yeah. the
she's
journalist.
married to Sam Rockwell, so she really is the luckiest person in the world.
Oh,
Like,
man, they're just
imagine
in the
you-
White Lotus together.
Yeah, imagine you're married to Sam Rockwell and he's just dancing in the background of all your Zoom calls. You'd be like, "Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
husband." Doesn't
he
know
just
how to
does this when no
behave.
one's filming
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, he does this all the time. As a matter of fact, the only time he's not dancing is when he's filming. That's why he does so many movies.
Yeah.
Back to the point. What are we talking about today? We're talking about Trick or Treat.
Trick
So, yes,
or
The
treat.
Trick or
story
Treat.
of Trick. Oh wait. So now, yeah, let's get into this before we get into the story. So Trick or Treat could actually be considered one of our banned films. It was made it was released in
Right.
2007, but it had gotten made like in 2003 or something. It took forever. And the character of Sam, that guy right there, he came out a long time before Trick or Treat
I
because
think
they were
96 it said.
yeah, they were like releasing pictures and like stubs and everything. So we knew what this movie looked like, but nobody could see it. And then every once in a while, it would hit a festival and it would like blow up and everyone would love it. And then we still couldn't. You would be like, "Oh, it's going to come out soon." And then it would like 2 years would pass and then it still wouldn't
Right.
come out. And so, yeah, and it was originally slated to get released. Oh, it was supposed to get released in 2007, and that's when it was shot, but it didn't get released till 2009. And it was supposed to have a huge theatrical release, kind of like Poughkeepsie Tapes, the other film we saw.
Right.
But they pulled it, and then it was that thing where it's like, is this ever going to get released? Some people had seen it, you had heard about it, and I think there was even trailers in theaters, and so it was just a crazy movie that didn't get released, and finally it did. But it kind of sucks because it got a very subdued. It's actually going to be shown next week if you guys want to go see it in theaters, and most theaters around America. And
those big
I would
releases.
suggest that because
Yeah.
it's like it's never been released in theaters, so that'll be pretty cool.
Well,
Right,
we're
right.
saying next week, but it'll be like the week this comes out, I think.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know,
it's
something.
Oh, yeah.
it's the 15th. So you either missed
Yeah.
it. Sorry about that. Or
Or
you didn't miss
You're
it,
right on
and
time.
run
Andrew,
the day
yeah.
of.
Or today.
you didn't miss
Hurry up.
it.
Run to the theater.
Yeah,
Watch
either you haven't missed it yet, or I've missed the deadline for this deep dive. So one of us has missed something. One of us is gonna be disappointed. So yeah, so the movie. Now that we're actually into the movie, and this also it made kind of Michael Dougherty a star. It was one of those things where so many people had seen it that even before it got released, he started getting work already based off of it. And so yeah, it's just a whole weird thing. He also did Krampus. He did King of the Monsters, which is
Yeah.
better, than some
I
of the
couldn't
other
remember
ones.
which one that it
Yeah.
was or if I'd seen it because all the modern Godzilla does blur together for me a little bit.
Yeah.
Um,
When he kind of got
But
started on like X2, it looked like the
which
X2 script that
yeah,
like with the X-Men
oh
franchise that
yeah,
came out
oh
in the
right,
early 2000s,
because
and then X2 was
Bryan
like that was a big
Singer
movie. That was
produced
like
this
Yeah.
movie,
that was like the biggest
and
movie
that
of the summer
was
that year.
that was
He
like,
really
and
really
that's still
friends.
considered like one of the best superhero movies
Right.
of all time. It's like up there
Oh yeah,
with
Anna
like people will put it
Paquin.
up
That's
there.
the
I
Oh
don't
yeah,
like it that
Pac-Man.
much,
Yes.
but
I liked it as
um,
a kid. I haven't seen it in a
I don't.
long time.
yeah,
I used to love that movie though.
it's no Deadpool
Back in
and
the day.
Wolverine. I'll tell you that much.
Well, I'm not going to defend a single X-Men movie except Days of Future Past, but that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So back to Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat is 5 stories. It's an anthology film. Is this
Right,
our
right.
first anthology film? I don't know.
Mm,
But it's an
Yeah, I
anthology
did.
film. And the cool
There aren't that
thing
many.
is that it's about a bunch of stuff. It's just different tales of Halloween.
It's just a single. It's a
Yeah.
small town in Ohio
Yeah.
where a bunch of weird Warren Valley, Ohio, where a bunch of weird different things are happening.
Yeah.
All on the same Halloween night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, so I'll say my take on this movie is I really love this movie, but also it's kind of like Rocky Horror where you appreciate all the missteps because it has a lot of missteps, but it's
Yeah.
like it doesn't really take away from it. The first misstep is like, okay, it does this weird thing where the opening is a comic book and it's like, look at this Halloween stuff, but it's not like a comic book in the vein of like the old terror comics. It's like a modern comic book, so I'm like, I don't understand what the significance.
The art direction
It's
for
a
the
bit of a
comic book didn't make any
mishmash.
sense because also
Yeah.
the movie doesn't bring any comic book elements
Right.
at all.
Yeah,
like
it's
they
not
don't
really-
like have
it's-
dialogue or
it's-
anything like that.
It's more like they wanted to tell you it's pulp. Well, one of the reasons I
Yeah.
chose it, and it's funny because as I was watching it, I was like, no, this is like kind of a lighthearted romp. And my wife Stephanie is like, no, like multiple children die horribly in this movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh
Yeah.
yeah. And it's just
True.
very like, but to me it feels very similar to when we were kids, Goosebumps and like Are You Afraid of the Dark was kind of like
that's true. I could see
this
that.
is almost like an R-rated version of that, where it's almost like here's like one horror element, something like, and there's almost always like kind of a twist, like a little bit of a like, oh,
Right.
there's like a turnabout where
Yeah.
whatever you thought was about to happen,
Doesn't.
is reversed in
Yeah.
some way. Yeah, and I think that's like it's cool to see the R-rated version of that after like I loved Goosebumps as a kid. You
Yeah.
know, it's like a nice segue
Yeah.
from one to the other while feeling the same as like a Goosebumps type thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you agree, Andrew?
Yeah,
You
I
look
mean,
your eyes look a little suspicious.
no, it's just that the question wasn't why did you pick this movie? We're talking about the credit, but no, I agree with a lot of what you said, and I think we're all on the same board on how this movie is. I think one of the cool things about it is, and I think my best example is, did you guys ever see the original My Bloody Valentine? I know me and Josh saw it. William, have you
No,
seen
in
it?
theaters.
No, I saw the 3D
The-
version that came out whenever
Well,
we were in
see,
school, but
the
I've never seen
original, it's called My Bloody Valentine. And then like there's one room where there's one scene where they're in the sheriff's office and there's like hearts across the top. And that's the only thing that lets you know it's Valentine's. Like there's no Valentine style kills. There's no Valentine
Right,
style
right.
like
no one's going
there's
to a
it's
ball,
not about a couple,
Valentine's Day
you
dance
know?
or something.
Yeah. And so it's just kind of like, well, why did you call this Valentine's Day? You really like blew the load. And so,
Yeah.
but, and that happens a lot, like, especially it happens with Christmas horror where it's like, this isn't like Terrifier 3 just came out and it's like, it's not really Christmas that much. Oh, well, that one's a little bit more. But like, there's movies where it's like, this isn't really Christmas related, even though it's about an evil Santa Claus,
Right.
But having said that, if you put on a movie called Trick or Treat, what my mind would picture a movie called Trick or Treat would be, and what this movie is exactly the same. Like it's just one bag.
Yeah, it's
like
it's all about Halloween. It's
Yeah.
a love
It's
letter to
all
Halloween.
Halloween. The Halloween rules. The
Yeah.
Halloween do's and don'ts.
Yeah.
there's
yeah.
no stone unturned. We're gonna get to one part that I'll talk about, but we'll get to it. It's like there's no reason for this to be in the movie, but they just did it, and that's how the whole movie feels. But
Right.
here's my second complaint, and maybe it's because my love for Leslie Bibb. That's right, Sam Rockwell. I'm coming for your wife.
My gosh.
But the first rule, that's not a rule. That doesn't make sense. Okay, so here's how it starts. It's Leslie
Right.
Bibb and
Okay,
her
I know what you're
husband.
talking.
She
Yeah.
kind
And
of
they're
deserves this.
No, they don't. And they're coming home.
No.
And then the husband's like, "Oh, hey, we don't have to turn off the lights yet. It's still Halloween." And she's like, "It's 9 o'clock, or it's 11 o'clock. We just got home. I'm exhausted. Let's turn off the lights." So then she turns off the first pumpkin light, and you notice that someone's watching her. And so then she's like talking in the yard, and she's like, "Oh, let's put this stuff away now." And which is also like, no wife wants to put this stuff away now. That's like crazy.
Like the
talk.
night
Yeah.
up. That's what I'm
She's
like.
Right.
so
You just got
You
strict.
mad.
do it
You're
the
probably had a few
next
drinks.
morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But
That's
then-
crazy to do it that early.
And
Yeah.
then he's like, "Oh, well, let's just go up to the bedroom and have some sexy times." And she's like, "No, let's just put this away." And he's like, "Come on, you're being a party pooper." And she's like, "Fine, let's do it." And then she starts
Go
taking
put
it
on the
down.
tape,
She
she
says, "Go
says.
put on the tape." Yeah. And then she's just like a big robot, which I think is very funny because she's not even like dressed sexy, like in the sexy costume.
Yeah.
She's just like the robot from Whitest Kids You Know, if you know that sketch.
Yeah.
And so she starts taking stuff down, and then she notices someone's watching her, and then it attacks her, and it murders her. And the whole thing is that she was punished because she turned off the Halloween lights and ended Halloween early. But
It was too
the
early,
rule
yeah.
isn't that you can't end Halloween. The rule is you turn off the lights when you're done for the night. That's
No,
yeah.
Right.
And
No, she
not
was
only
like-
that,
invented rule.
but you're
Yeah.
telling me that they were participating in the rule by not being at the house and being at a party, but as soon as they get home,
Right.
the rules kick into effect? That doesn't make any sense.
No, okay. I
Oh,
get
I mean,
it.
it also never comes back into play.
Yeah.
Like
First
turning
Well,
of
it
all,
kinda
you,
comes back
you,
to
d-
playing
you
the
don't
mascot.
snuff out. Well, there's
Oh,
different
a
Halloween
little
rules,
bit,
but
yeah.
like you don't snuff out the jack-o'-lanterns. I could see that because you're like, oh, I'm worried about candle fire.
Yeah.
She starts taking
Oh,
down,
that's
like
true.
they have like a very elaborate
But by the time she's taking
decorations,
stuff
but
down,
she's like
first of
taking stuff down.
all, let me hit you with like facts don't care about your feelings, Josh. Once she starts taking
They
stuff
might.
down after he's already started his moves. So that was not a factor. He had already decided.
Well,
he was
you
gonna
don't
kick them out.
know. You don't know because Sam is somewhat mysterious.
Yeah. I just think that the punishment did not fit the crime at all. And that happens again later on, but we'll get to it. But see, though, this is the
Also-
kind of movie. And also, there's like a part where she's like, "Oh, I hate Halloween." And I just want to tell you that this girl who hates Halloween, her house is covered
Yeah, it's a
every
menagerie.
single
I know,
Yeah,
it's
it's
so
with
good.
ghosts and Halloween stuff.
And it's like if it would have really been like her partner who like loves Halloween, it's like she probably would have been so annoyed at these decorations that like
Yeah.
no way is she gonna be the one that like puts everything away. Like
Yeah.
she'd be like, this
Also,
is all you. Get this out of my yard tomorrow.
it's
Anyways,
funny
not
this
to
was...
not to pick straws. That doesn't make sense.
No, I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
the whole movie's kind of like
And
that.
then
But you
the
said this was
guy
filmed
finds
in,
her and she's like she's been made up as one of the decorations. And the
Yeah.
guy doesn't get punished? Like what? Come on, Sam. I feel like you're getting a little sexist here, Sam. What's
Well,
He
because
only
he
does
was
on
the one who
trial.
didn't want that to happen. He scolded her. So does that get him out of it?
That's
yeah,
true.
see, like, oh, you just gotta say
He,
something.
he went
I don't know.
upstairs
Yeah.
to watch
I
a
feel
He's
like
fair.
it's too
tape
hard.
from the
brutal, but fair.
1970s.
Okay, and then this is the scene I was about to talk about. So as I said, there's never a scene. And oh, by the way, so Sam is this character, and he kind of acts as the host of the anthology. He doesn't talk, but he does a cameo in almost every single story. I think in all the stories.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's
I think in all
constantly
of them, yeah.
around. And also it's implied that he's the spirit of Halloween, which we'll talk about later. So like when stuff bad is happening, even if he's in the vicinity, it doesn't affect him because like the monsters know that he's an ally, I guess.
He's just
but yeah.
kind of hanging
And
out.
also-
yeah,
well-
the time period's very nebulous on this too. We
Yeah.
should say like no one has like a cell phone, but it's also like filmed in 2003, so it's kind of doesn't matter.
It's
Because
played
like,
by
did everyone
Batman,
even
the
have a
animated
cell phone?
series rule, where like it's technically
It's
in
kind
modern
of the
time,
60s
but,
and
like,
the 2000s. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's technically
which-
modern time, but if they need a hippie, like he's gonna show up, like. And so, okay, this is the
Um,
second scene I was talking about. Oh wait, but before, let's talk about Sam. So I think one of the good things about this movie, and also one of the things that made it kind of a cult classic, even before it got released, as I said, because a lot of people were waiting for this to get released. I think it's because Sam's design is so good. Like, look at that kid. He looks like he
Yeah,
is
it's like
Halloween.
iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I do feel that like 90% of the reason the Terrifier movies are so popular is because of how good the character looks. Like that looks
Yeah.
like an
Clown.
iconic
Yeah.
classic character, you know? And so I think like
Mhm.
that does a lot of the heavy lifting, you know? And also it's super gory and people love that. But I do think like having a good character design, which hopefully we'll have in the movie followed, but you'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I think that really helps. But now that I've done a ton of intro for this one tiny scene. So
Yeah.
now we're introduced to the four girls. This is my favorite story, but at first I didn't like it that much. But anyway, so they're getting ready for
Oh, it's
Halloween.
the best one.
They're dressing,
obviously.
they're like dressing in their sexy clothes, and they're like talking about all the like sex they had with guys a couple of nights before and everything. Well, they're talking about
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, we did it with this guy and this guy, and
Yeah.
and there's a
Anna
kid.
Paquin is.
There's a
They go from
kid
place to
watching
place,
them,
yeah.
and he's like, he's watching them get dressed through a peephole, and so we don't see the girls until they're completely in their costumes. And this is what I'm saying: like that kid never comes back. He's not like in any part of the movie. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, how do we introduce these characters? Well, it's Halloween, so there's gonna be a kid watching them undress and get in there. Like no stone
Right.
is ever left unturned.
That's also that is two things, three things, no, two things. That kid is the same kid who plays Sam, so that's a cool.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
It's the
no
same
way.
child actor
Damn.
who plays Sam. Yeah.
It's his, and so yeah. So then the girls come out, and they're all dressed as storybook characters.
No, there was a second thing.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, Cat in the Hat. Thing one
See,
and thing two.
I always thought this was a trope of movies where someone's literally buying a costume the night of Halloween.
Yeah.
Until Stephanie was the manager of a Speared Halloween 2 years in a row, and she's like, no, people will literally be coming in and just ripping like the last costume off the shelves like an hour before trick-or-treating. And I was like, it's crazy to wait that long.
I want to feel that like there's a large majority of people who are like, I'm not going to go out for Halloween, and then like
and then at the last minute they're like,
Right.
oh no,
let me get.
Yeah.
Or like,
Right.
oh, I'm gonna get this, and then you say you're gonna get a specific costume, and then you realize you're just out of time, or you're gonna make it. So you're like, I'm just gonna go buy one. Like if I didn't.
Right.
Yeah, I'm pizza. I'm the big pizza
not
slice.
like-
That's what was left.
Not like our deep dive, or kind of like what happened with our deep dive. See, I'm covering both bases. And so the girls come out. They're all that, and so the girls come out. They're all dressed like storybook characters, and then that's when it's all like those girls. Like they're all good actors, but I don't recognize any of them. But the last one who doesn't want to come out of her stall, which is so funny because it's like you walked in there with that costume. Like costumes aren't some magical thing where when you put them on they look better.
Right.
They look
Right.
exactly.
You know what you're going to be putting on. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's like, I don't want to come out, and the main girl who's dressed like Cinderella, is like, come on, hurry up, we won't laugh at you. And then she comes out, and it's Anna Paquin, who's X2 Rogue.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's
Rogue,
how
yeah.
you knew her.
she's also an X1. Also,
well, yeah, but he didn't work. I don't think he worked on X1. And so she comes out, and she's just like Little Red Riding Hood, and they're kind of like. Then the girls are laughing at her, but like her costume is as revealing as their costumes. Like they're not like that.
They're all
different.
very attractive.
Right.
Like they're not like the Leslie Bibb robot for sure.
Right.
They're all shapely.
Yeah,
they have a motive. They're doing something.
Yes,
that
and
they've
so
been
they're
talking about
all
the entire time.
they're all on the hunt for boys, and
and they call it the Anna Paquin is the virgin of the group.
yeah,
Mhm.
and so there's a very funny part where they're like, well, why can't you just find a guy? And she's like, I know it's gonna sound silly, but I really want my first time to be special.
Don't
the other
say
girls,
it.
Yeah, the other
Yeah.
girls are like, oh.
Yeah.
And it's very funny because they're very much portrayed as mean girls, and they're very good at it. And so then the sister's like, well, let me. We don't know there's Cinderella's the sister yet, but she's the sister. But
I think you find out like right there.
Yeah, because no.
Oh.
Well, first she goes, let me show you how it's done, and then she like goes to the clerk, and she's like, hey, you should come to this party with us. And he's like, okay. Because they're like the 4 hottest girls in the whole town, probably. So every guy is gonna say
Everybody
yeah.
else in the store is
Yeah.
like a child.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It's
Or like
not
an
really,
old mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and so then we cut away. So that's the start of that story. Or is that how we should cover it, or do you want to just do the whole? No,
That is
that makes
tricky.
more
That is
sense.
tricky. I wondered how
Oh,
to talk about this because
because
every
they
story
cut
is
in between
intertwined.
it.
It's not like
Yeah, if we
that-
finish this
Um,
story, it'll spoil another story. So let's just
yeah.
kind
Let's
of go
just
in
go.
order.
Let's just go through.
So
Although
then,
it's funny because most anthologies do it the other way, where
right,
like Creep Show or Tales from the Hood,
Hood.
they just tell you one after the other. This is one of the few that crisscrosses them.
Yeah,
Tales from the
Right.
Hood is of course amazing though.
yeah.
So I'm
Is
not gonna
Tales from the
discount
Hood
it.
covered in our deep dive?
Check it out
Or maybe you'll
here,
we will
find out.
see.
or it's not.
Maybe
Um,
you have, yeah.
yeah, maybe. Well, you tell us in the comments below. And so then we cut, and again, no stereotype is not approached. So we get the big
Oh yeah.
fat bully guy who's like stealing people's candy, and he's like, he's
Yeah.
introduced by knocking pumpkins, and of course, every house in this town, it's not just one jack-o'-lantern. Every house has at least 15 jack-o'-lanterns that cover
Right.
almost
Everyone's
every
obsessed
part
with
of the
Halloween this
house.
town.
Yeah,
And is this the kid from
Yeah.
Bad Santa?
I
Am I
want to
mistaken?
I think
say
so.
it
I
is.
thought it was the kid from Eastbound and Down, but it's not.
I think it's the kid
Oh,
from
the
Bad
nephew.
Santa.
This is the one link to Ernest Scared Stupid this movie shares though, because that movie also had the bully with the craziest hairstyle. This kid has like a blonde afro perm.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he's ridiculous. This kid.
Yeah.
He's
And if
the
he-
quintessential bad Halloween bully.
Yeah,
you know?
we
Right.
should have checked, but also he's not a huge role, and you'll see why in a second. If he's
Yeah.
if he's not the kid from Bad Santa, he looks like the kid from Bad Santa. So in your mind, that's what you should be
That's
picturing.
right.
Yeah, just,
Yeah.
Um, and
just a
so
big fat kid.
he's like stealing some candy from one of the houses, and that's when we get our first glimpse of Dylan Baker, who's like he's the owner of the house, and he's like, "What are you doing there, buddy?" I think his name's Billy. He's like, "What are you doing, Billy?" And he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I can put the camera back." Or he's like, "Oh," and then
Oh,
he
because
says
it's
a
one of
very
those
good
just
line.
please take one
Yeah.
candy.
He says a
Yeah.
very
Just
good
shove him
line
in his bag.
because
Yeah.
he's like, "What are you doing?" And before Billy can answer, he goes, "Don't waste a good lie on me, on this." And I was like, "Damn, this guy's weird."
Yeah.
And so then he's like, "Sit down," and then he starts telling him a story. They're carving a pumpkin, and Billy's eating candy. And oh, he's not carving him a pumpkin. He's just telling him like, "Hey, in this town, you got to follow the rules of Halloween. Rules of Halloween say," and then he starts kind of talking about. It, and he goes, "But the most important rule is always check your candy." And Billy like starts vomiting up the candy like violently. It's like bile because he's been.
It is.
poisoned.
It's
This
insane.
part's a
It's
little
the
too
most
much. I don't.
stuff,
Yeah.
I don't love vomit scenes.
Yeah.
This one goes on for a bit.
It's
while.
it keeps
Yeah.
going because it's not just he vomits, and every time he vomits, it's like the entire contents of someone's stomach. But he vomits,
Yeah.
and then he goes back and he vomits again. He does it like 8 times.
Yeah.
And so there's just vomit
At
everywhere.
the camera a couple times too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good. And so then Dylan Baker has a hole already prepared, and he's gonna bury him.
It's like a farce because first he's dragging him in the house,
Yeah, and then
covered in blood.
yes, that's where he gets the
No.
blood on him.
He somehow. Yeah. How did he get blood on him? Because he was just throwing
Or
up
maybe-
Because
brown.
he was moving his thing. No, he was throwing up blood too, so that's how he got it.
Oh, okay.
Right.
so
I wasn't
drags
going
him
to question
away
it until we
Poison
started
candy.
questioning it, and I'm like
Yeah.
curious.
I didn't even think, but no, he goes and then there's trick or treaters being like, "Cool costume, Principal Baker, whatever his name
Wilkins.
is."
I think his name's
Principal
Wilkins.
Principal Wilkins.
And also, okay, so there's 3 kids. One of them's dressed like a angel. One of them's dressed like a pirate. And also, like, nobody's wearing like a movie outfit. Like everyone's dressed like a
I mean
traditional.
that's every Halloween movie.
Yeah.
It's like,
And then
oh
there's
no,
no
the
licensed
licensable
costumes.
I forget what the
charactables.
girl's dressed as. She's dressed as like a giraffe or something. She has a really elaborate costume. And so they're
Yeah.
talking to him, and they're like,
they
"Hey,
keep going to every house.
can we have
Yeah.
your pumpkin because it's for something we're doing later?" And he's like, "You're not gonna smash it, are you?" And she's like, "No, it's for a scavenger hunt." And so he gives it to her, and then they take off. But those are gonna be the leads of another short. But this is their
Right.
introduction.
These 3 kids. Yeah.
Oh, and then like because he's covered in blood, and they're like, "That's a cool costume, Principal Wilkins." And then the pirate is like looking at the floor, and he starts noticing the blood from the body that the guy just moved, and he finally
Yeah.
he follows it, and he goes all the way to Principal Wilkins, and Dylan Baker's like, trick or treat. He slams the door.
Yeah, get out of here.
And so so then he takes the body to the backyard. He has a hole already.
He's trying to bury it. Comical things keep at first.
Yes.
The neighbor's dog.
Yeah, this is a real
him.
madcap scene.
Yeah,
It's very,
It
very like.
it does feel like Mad Magazine.
It's
This movie
Curb Your
should've-
Enthusiasm.
If the opening had been a Mad Magazine, that would have made more sense in a comic book. But yeah.
Right,
But
right.
he like the dog's barking, so he like cuts off one of the body's fingers and
Yeah.
throws it to the dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then the neighbor comes out.
Yeah.
And,
the-
and you hear a familiar Logan Roy-esque voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Succession comes out. And he's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm a cranky old man. Because that's all he doesn't
yeah.
ever play anything but a cranky old man. It's just how rich is he changes the role.
Yeah.
Right.
different
Yeah.
shades of
Is he entitled grumpy or is
sociopathical
he
men.
poverty grumpy?
Yeah, or is he middle class
Just
cop
income
grumpy?
level
Yeah.
changes, yeah.
So he's like, hey, leave me alone. And like they kind of start talking. And so then he goes back inside, but then he starts to bury him again. Oh, and then he finds out the kid's still alive, so he's trying to like keep him quiet. Then the neighbor goes inside, and then his son pops out and he's like, Dad, aren't we gonna go to the Halloween town? And he's like, shut up, Billy. Also, my son's name is Billy. One of them's name is Billy.
I looked up
Yeah.
Charlie is the bully, Billy is the son.
Yeah, there's a lot of E names in
And
this
Charlie
movie.
is the kid from Bad Santa. I checked.
Okay.
So,
Okay, perfect.
Bad Santa Vindicated. I've never seen it. Honestly, not for me.
Okay, thank you, Josh.
It's good. Yeah.
Thank you for rating that movie you've never seen before.
I don't know. Just a Bad Santa. What's that premise?
Coen Brothers wrote it, though.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Back
to the movie we're talking about.
Yeah, anyways.
Back to A Serious Man, a different Coen
Yeah.
Brothers
So
film.
then the kid comes out. He has to get him inside a couple of times, and then he's like, "Hey, can I go to the Halloween parade with you?" And he's like, "No, you can't. I got a date tonight."
Daddy's got a date.
And then he
Yeah.
looks at and then the kid goes inside and he looks at the body and he goes, "Batter up" or something, and he hits him in the head, dead, and he buries the body. Which, to be clear, is our first death kid of the night.
First child death. Well,
And
no,
it's
Leslie
not gonna be
Bibb
the
died.
last. Yeah.
She's not. She's
What?
an adult.
But
Leslie Bibb is an adult. She's a married woman.
this is the first child death.
Yes, which is what we
Can I
just
say
said.
too? His son is insanely precocious.
Yeah, his son is annoying as hell.
His son is like, Dad, I'm
We
just
never
a
do
little
anything
kid.
fun together.
Every
yeah.
I
single
love
person,
being a kid.
Yeah, every single person
Yeah.
in this movie looks like a cartoon from like not even.
He's the most like ridiculously
Yeah.
stereotypical cute little kid. Like, and
Yeah.
Dylan Baker just is super annoyed.
Not
every
even,
time he has
like,
to talk to him.
Simpsons level. They all look like they look like Animaniacs characters. Like that's how cartoonish everyone.
Yeah.
And how
Yeah,
they're dressed and
everyone's
stuff.
Animaniacs. But
Yeah.
yeah.
And so then that's his introduction, and then where do we go from here? Oh, we go back to the girls because
Should we say the twist of?
I think we find
Should
out the
we tell-
twist coming up soon, right?
What
Well,
twist?
we also because Dylan Baker's about to go back inside, and then we also
Yeah.
hear a commotion from next door. I think.
Yes,
happens
yeah,
right
Yeah. No, he briefly sees. He looks and he sees.
Brian Cox.
He sees Logan Roy being like, help me, and then just something grabs him, and then Dylan Baker's like, whatever.
No.
Like, he doesn't
he's,
care.
he's screaming, and then he goes, "Whatever, bro." And then he goes inside, and then something tackles him. Oh, it's Sam. It's
Yeah.
very clearly Sam. Oh, and by the way,
Yeah, but we don't
Sam-
know that yet.
no,
but obviously,
you can tell it's Sam.
kinda do.
He's wearing
it's more of a
this,
blur.
He's wearing this outfit. That's not an outfit that you can
yeah.
hide.
I
You
can-
don't
I can
see.
tell.
It's
Yeah.
so quick.
I thought. I mean, I knew.
If
it
if
was
you watched
Sam.
it, you
I
wouldn't
can
know.
tell.
I knew it was Sam.
I
every
mean, I
time.
know we're gonna spoil the whole movie, but you wouldn't know at this point. That
Yes,
it's Sam, 'cause it's
everyone
so
but
quick.
Josh knew that it was Sam.
You
Yeah.
can suspect
Also,
it's Sam.
Let us know in the
Sam's
It's not
comments.
other-
definitely Sam.
Yeah, let us know in the jump down in the comments after the other 10 things we asked you to do, and now put whether you knew it was Sam. Also, Sam's cameo in this when Dylan Baker's giving the candy, he like turns and then Sam's just standing there. He's like, "I thought you got one," and he's like, and then he gives him one and he just takes one and runs away.
Yeah,
Sam
Sam
also-
is trick or treating
Yeah.
the whole night.
And,
like,
like-
that's part
Right,
of this.
Like
Right,
Josh
right.
said, Sam is played by a kid, which really makes a difference because he moves like a kid.
Yeah,
And
he's
so-
very like
Yeah. And so
But
now
no, that's when Dylan Baker goes inside. You think Dylan Baker, who you know at this point
okay,
is a
Dylan
serial
Baker. This
killer.
isn't spoiled for a long time. If you're about to spoil that, it's not spoiled for almost the end of the
No,
movie.
not later. I'm saying Dylan Baker goes into the basement with his son. This is the
Yes.
next
Yeah,
scene
yeah,
of the movie.
yeah. You can spoil that.
yeah.
Okay, okay. There's a lot of
because
spoiling
you-
going on in this movie, guys. We're trying to
because
keep it
I know
down.
that's why it's hard to talk about because there's a twist in every like aspect.
Yeah.
Is that the son is like, oh, Dad, you have to help me with the jack-o'-lantern. I'm never good with the eyes. And you think Dylan Baker is so annoyed with his precocious son that he's about to murder him. But no, the son, he's training the son to also be a serial killer.
Right.
He's cut off the bully's head, and they're turning the bully's head.
That's where the
into a
blood
jack-o'-lantern.
came from on his shirt.
Right.
Yeah.
And then so
Also,
whoever he was
quick-
burying in the backyard was a different person. Because that person was still
No, it was
alive.
just the
I don't
bully's
know.
body.
But it was moving
No,
around.
because he wakes up at one
Oh,
point.
that's right. Okay, I don't know. Also, quick
I don't
question.
know. It doesn't
it's
matter.
not quick
Yeah.
question. Okay, so the bully dies by being poisoned from the candy, you assume. So is the implication that the kids who took the candy are also about to be poisoned? Was there just a poison candy on the top of it?
I
If anybody
honestly
had
don't
come
know
by
because
if anybody had come by before that blonde kid,
Yeah.
they would have been poisoned for sure.
this is kind of a deja vu situation where the more you think about it, the less it
Yeah.
makes sense. But it's
Yeah.
kind of cool, so
It's
don't
also
worry about it.
yeah, it's kind of like
Yeah,
it doesn't
it's
really
also
matter because it's not addressed, but it does leave you like, okay, but were those kids from the other
'Cause-
story about to
Because
get
the
murdered
only
now?
like you only just see like the son shows up one other time after this.
Yeah.
Like it's not like part of
Yeah.
it. But anyway,
So then we
then
jump,
hard cut.
then
hard
we jump
cut
back
from Dylan
to the
Baker.
girls.
Yes,
And the girls. Oh no! Then we cut to a girl, and they're at a parade, and she's kind of hanging out.
Right.
And then she
Yes,
sees
yes,
someone in a
yes.
black robe, and he's like,
And
they start making out, and they're kissing.
he's a
Yeah,
myste-
in an
he has like
alleyway.
a metal mask.
Yeah, he has a metal. Yeah, he looks like Eyes Wide Shut, which is like, girl. I mean, it's kind of on you. Stanley
He's-
Kubrick
yeah,
already
he's got
warned you.
He's
4
got
years ago.
startling blue
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah.
We should say.
And so they start making out, and then it's a vampire, and it starts biting. It bites the shit out of her neck, and then she's like struggling, and she's like walking through a hallway. This scene, and also, well, she's walking through the hallway. This is one of the scarier scenes because it's pretty like,
It really is.
with,
It's more
especially with
intense.
how kind of cartoony the last couple of murders were. This one's
Mhm.
shockingly realistic, and so it's kind of depressing. And also, that girl
Yeah,
did
there's no
nothing to
levity.
deserve this. Yeah,
Right.
and so she's like passing out, and she can't get anyone's attention, and then she runs into the robot from the beginning, Leslie Bibb.
Yeah, Leslie Bibb.
and
Yeah.
but then okay, and then look I'm about to dunk on Josh real fast. Then she's like, help me, I'm bleeding in my neck. And the husband is like, come on, babe, she's just drunk. And Leslie Bibb's like, no, I think she's bad, I think she's hurt. And he's like, no, she's drunk. And Josh said that was okay, he did nothing wrong. Where I
That's
think
true.
that was murdering time. He should have been
He does-
violently
he doesn't have
murdered
time for it.
for letting that girl die. And then she like
He's
she's
actually
like
a cool
walking
guy,
backwards,
the
and of
husband.
course she hits and runs back into that vampire, and then he puts an end
Mhm.
to her. And then
yeah,
he
we
like
don't see what happens, but we assume he murders her.
Yeah, he like
'cause then
places her next
he
to
leaves
other
her
passed
body.
out people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which again, there's not going to be a stone unturned in this movie. And I think like I
This whole
feel
town
bad.
just allows people to get drunk on Halloween and just like pass
Yeah,
out
and, like,
on the
murder.
street.
You're
Yeah,
left
the whole town- it's
You
like
are
a
left
purge.
wondering.
Yeah,
you think,
exactly.
Who
It's
is
the
who is
Halloween
this
purge.
mysterious vampire? And will this play into different situations later?
Yeah.
And the answer is yes.
Okay, so
Probably not.
you saw this scene and you were like, "Oh, this vampire is definitely going to come back." But 10 seconds earlier, you saw Brian Cox get tackled by a giant orange creature, and you're like, "I don't know who this could
Right.
be. It's too up in the air." Okay,
No,
I
you
just want
don't
to
know.
point out
You
when
don't.
you just watch this movie.
No, you see a blur, and in fact, if this was one of those
He's not the
podcasts where
Flash.
you actually, if you showed
He's-
clips from the movie without getting DMCA'd,
He's a
you could
chunker.
see very clearly it's just a blur. You do
Yeah,
not see.
I can
Sam.
see very clearly that it's Sam. Oh,
You
but
can
then
guess it's
You
Sam.
can definitely
You
tell
don't
it's
know.
we're at the parade.
You have no
Yeah.
idea it's Sam. It's not clear
We
at all.
ha-
I've
We're
only
at the
seen this movie
parade.
one other time.
And now we finally jump back to the girls, which I've said like 5 times. But we jump back to the girls, and the 2 other girls, like Anna Paquin, still hasn't found that guy, and so they're like, "Come on, just pick someone."
Oh,
then
and the two other girls just pick up like construction workers.
No, they're the
They're,
sound
they're
guys.
news guys.
Yeah.
Oh, they okay.
And here's another
Random
funny
crew.
thing. So again, like it starts off with the
Below the
comic
line
books,
crew.
and like there's no time, but the news reporter, and it's definitely not the 90s, but the news reporter is from the 90s. They're like shooting on VHS tape. And it's like, okay, but I'm pretty sure I saw a DVD earlier. What the hell's happening?
No, that's the same. It's when the husband puts on the pornography for Leslie Bibb. It's like a 70s tape.
Yeah, it's like a low
VHS
tax, but the video itself is like clearly from 2000s. So yeah, so then
it's
find...
it's like It Follows. It just doesn't.
Yeah,
mesh,
it doesn't
but
matter.
It's fine.
Yeah,
it's part of the fun. I feel it's kind of like Creep Show. Like it's timeless.
Yeah.
And so then they find those two, the reporter or the photographers. And they're like, okay, let's go. They're in the van, and Cinderella's like, hey, I can get you a guy. And Anna Paquin's like, no, I'll find a guy. She's like, just go. I'll find one. They're like, okay, be safe. And then she walks off, and they take off. And then we cut to the kids. Now we're at the kids section.
Yes. Now that the children from before are gearing up for some sort of situation.
And this, to be honest, is the scariest. To me, this is the scariest segment. It's like
this is if you don't like child murder, this is where the movie is very much not for you, because
this part gets pretty hardcore. This part's also sad.
You are going to see some horrible things happen.
Yeah.
But we also cannot say the slur that they call the girl Rhonda, because they're like, hey, you need to get Rhonda for this.
So the kids from earlier who are collecting pumpkins, they have a bunch now, and so they're meeting this girl named Rhonda, who's clearly like, they call her names behind her back. She seems to be a little bit not slow, but kind of withdrawn, maybe a little bit inverted, or very inverted.
Little ADHD.
Yeah, I don't think she's supposed to be autistic, but just that kind of like quiet, sunken down person.
Little neurodivergent.
Well, she's kind of like, I made my own costume and I made all these decorations from scratch. She's very,
and she does that thing that they kind of do when they're trying to portray autism, where like she's walking with the robot or the pirate kid, and she's like gives a whole history of Halloween, like from when it was the Trials of Salem, and then the Samhain.
Yeah, she calls it Samhain.
Yeah.
Which it's like that's where Sam comes from. Is Sam? It looks like Samhain is how it's spelled in Samhain. So it's like, is his name actually Saw? I don't know. Good question.
Yeah, maybe that's his full name is Samhain.
To take it back, there is a League episode where Pete dates a witch who believes in Samhain. So again, the League connections.
I don't remember.
Over the place.
Because Leslie Bibb. And so they're going out to this thing, and the also, I don't know. I feel like this one's tough because
this one's okay. Well, we should say there is the kind of cool guy who convinces Rhonda to come with them.
Yeah, and he's
like kind of the older kid.
Yeah, he's like
he's like the handsome, nice kid.
The handsome, like kind of older kid. There's the really mean, like teen girl.
Yeah,
who's just very mean. There's the fat little pirate kid, and then like another kid with headgear. Another kid who has like braces, who doesn't talk.
We've seen these kids a couple of times before this, and this is kind of one of my issues with it. That mean girl, like from the scenes before to when she's actually in her own story, it's like night and day as to how mean she is. Like,
she's so mean.
Like you kind of get the impression that they're gonna trick Rhonda, you know. And so
then
they go to the house
for some reason.
Yeah, they go to the house, and the popular guy's like, "Come on, Rhonda, just come with us. It'll be fun." And then
we're having a fun thing out in the woods.
And he's like, "I really want you to come." And then she kind of gives the mean girl him the look like, "Oh, I'm jealous now." It's like, but isn't this what you want? So that doesn't even make sense. Why did you
this is part of the
He's
setup.
doing your terrible trick. Yeah, like the girl isn't mad at John Travolta and Carrie. Yeah. And so they're going down, and she's telling this story about how
they're like, what's going on in this? It's like a marsh, right? Like a bog.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, why are we going down here? And she tells this very elaborate legend from the town.
Yeah. Why don't you tell it, Josh? Tell us the legend.
Yeah.
Well, there was a slow bus for the mentally handicapped children. And one day,
you see how what a shift we've taken.
I know,
and also
this is the darkest the movie gets.
And like not only metaphorically dark, but it's like the whole time we've been in this town, there's been lights, there's Halloween decorations everywhere.
It's kind of like it's silly,
pitch black. Yeah,
like Dylan Baker is playing it like he's Larry David, but then suddenly you get this hard shift where you cut back. You know it's the past because it has the sepia filter.
Yeah, it's got the yellow
on all the past footage. Sam is there watching the bus go by, so we should say that Sam is clearly some kind of immortal.
Right.
True.
Is this the scene where Sam's sitting in the field?
Yeah, because that's watching the bus go by.
There's so many shots that are super cool and iconic with Sam. That's one of the ones where it's like,
dude, this movie has so many good shots.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the reasons I like it.
I know. I might not I have so many options for the cover photo.
And again, this is insane. This backstory is insane because there is a bus full of mentally handicapped children. One day, all of the parents of these children got tired of being the parents of these children and bribed the bus driver. So on Halloween Day, while they're all dressed up in their like spooky outfits, the bus driver chains them to the bus, drives the bus off of a cliff into the marsh, escapes. He swims out.
Yeah.
And just watches the children drown. And just, I guess, for the money, they paid him money. And the idea that, like, 8 parents all signed off on this together.
Right. Like, these were not, like, criminally abusive kids. They were not, like, you know what I mean? Like, they weren't burning houses or, like, killing people. They were just regular kids.
They're just slow. They're just slow children. And which is crazy, you know. It is. This is insane, but essentially, this is what they tell Rhonda. They're like, "Hey, here's the urban legend. We're gonna go light these 8 candles for all the 8 children, or we're gonna light all these 8 jack-o'-lanterns for all the 8 children, to like honor them or whatever." At the bottom of this very like tall ravine, where you actually have to take a service elevator down, to go, like into.
And there's a very cool. And again, up until this point, even the scares have kind of been like pop out scares or like jump scares or whatever. And like the first thing they do is like the angel, her friend, and the popular kid, they're gonna go down first, and then the pirate and Rhonda are about to get in. The popular girl goes,
because the elevator's so small.
Room. Yeah, and she closes it. And
right.
So then they go down, and we're just stuck up there in the middle of nowhere, like looking down this huge cliff. And like you don't hear anything. The elevator doesn't sound like it's coming back up. Yeah. And eventually, it does come back up, and then they go down. But it's like up until this point, the movie's been very loud, and now it's really taking its time on everything. And I think that kind of like
way more
really
atmospheric.
Sets it apart.
Can I just say too? At one point during this, while they're waiting for the elevator, Rhonda hears a sound in the distance and looks and goes, "Werewolf." And I'm like, that's fun.
Oh yeah, you can hear it off the distance,
because she actually knows what's going on because she's so she's psychic.
And so then they go down there, and like Rhonda's freaking out, or like she's scared because she like turns around and she can't see him, and then the kids that were dead start to come out, and they're like rah rah rah, and she freaks out, and she like hits her head. And she falls back into like a pond. She hits her head, and they think she's kind of dead. So they're like, "Oh no, Rhonda!" And they realize it's these kids, and they've dressed up as the monsters. And it was all the elaborate prank.
It was such an elaborate prank. And honestly, this is also one of those things where my wife and I disagreed. She's like, "This is so mean. What happens?" And I'm like, "If you set up a prank this elaborate to like scare a girl who's clearly that much of an introvert." It's kind of on you.
I kind of agree. I think this what happens is
This is the harshest the movie gets.
And so then...
Oh, you mean what happens directly after this?
Yes. So then they're like, we're sorry.
Oh, I see.
And then they all start like... And then they're trying to go after Rhonda to like...
Because the handsome guy feels really bad. He's like, "I'm sorry, it's just a joke." Like he immediately is like, "Oh, we've gone too far." You know?
Yeah. And so they're all kind of chasing after her to like let her know like, "Hey, we didn't mean it." And then the tall girl, she gets pulled back by something, and she's like, "What the hell is that?" And then they pull her into the fog, and then they like kind of look around and they realize that the kids have come to life and they're chasing them, and so they start running, and then Rhonda's in the elevator and she closes it, and they're like, let us out, and she just presses the elevator and goes up, and they're left to get murdered. I don't know. I think I mean, they're also kids, so it's like that's like kids.
No,
kind
yeah,
of scare you all the time.
obviously.
I think it's you know what? I think that if they had done this, they should have set up that girl to be the mean girl from the beginning. Because like seeing so many scenes of her from the like earlier scenes where she's not mean, it makes you feel bad for all these kids. And also like,
it's like why are they hanging out with
robots
this mean
talking
girl?
to her? Yeah, like
but you also like you take away the fact that it's R-rated, and this is a very Goosebumps thing where it's like, oh, you were kind of rude once to someone, like you're gonna die horribly. Yeah. Like it's like one of those.
It feels like Arrested Development. Like you wouldn't trick a girl into thinking she saw a ghost. It's like where it's way worse, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, there's like a scene earlier when Rhonda's telling the pirate all about Samhain and everything. The pirate kid like just looks at her and she goes, I made this patch. Like they're too dumb to really be super mean, and that's what makes their death so much worse. Because it's like,
a little tonally. It's a little. This one was questionable.
It is funny. It is harsh, but it's also you can clearly see that because as Rhonda goes up the elevator and walks away, Sam just kind of gives her the acknowledgement that he's like, I'm cool with what happens. This is like deserved.
And I do think that, I mean, it is also a horror film, you know, the good guys don't always true. But I also think that this, like, Tales from the Hood also has a tonal shift in it with the last story. And I think sometimes, in an anthology, the good ones do have one segment that's tonally different. Just so, like, because if they don't, then every movie feels like exactly the same. And then it's like, well, why did I watch? Like, why is this an anthology if everything was going to feel the same?
Yeah,
and so
you
it's
want it
pretty
to
cool
bounce around different ideas.
This was more mean-spirited. It's darker. It takes its time. And I think that kind of cements it as like, okay, this is really trying to do something with every segment.
Yes.
And then after that, we cut
This is where we go back to the women.
We cut to the women, and the Cinderella is she's like looking out at the woods because Anna Paquin hasn't come back yet, and the girl's like, she'll be fine. And then the girl, that's where Cinderella goes.
She's like, I found the perfect date for her, and it's the man dressed as a giant baby.
Yeah, he's like
already bothered on himself. Yeah, there's like a bunch of people out on in this like party too. Like this party has like really gotten out
popping off,
and it's mostly like
there's
dorky dudes and really attractive girls.
The most, and they're all dancing.
Yeah,
and so then the Cinderella, she's like, I know, but I worry about her because Mom always said she was the runt of the litter. And then we cut to Anna Paquin, and she's like walking around and she hears something and she realizes that she's being stalked by the vampire guy. And so he's following her, and eventually like he catches her and he goes like, ooh, what big teeth what big eyes you have. Which I feel like, I mean, Anna Paquin is a great actress.
But I feel like, Red Riding Hood, again, we should say.
That's 90% of the reason that they hired Anna Paquin, because she does have gigantic, really nice eyes. And they're like, oh yeah, this is the most perfect casting of all time, you know? And so then we cut to the girls and they're hearing something come up and they're like, oh guys, get ready. I don't know what this is. And then like a red hood falls down.
The red cloak, falls.
Yeah. So they open it and it's the vampire guy. And then Anna Paquin comes out and she's like, clearly she looks like she's a transformed woman. And she's like, oh, this is my perfect guy. And then they start like talking to him and they pull off his mask.
They take off the teeth, which are fake. He had fake vampire teeth.
And then they go, what's your name? Yeah. What's your name, pretty? Because it's the Snow White girl. She's like, what's your name, pretty? And he takes off the mask. And it's Dylan Baker. And he's like, my name's Steven. I just want to get out of here. And then he looks.
Stephen Wilkins.
He looks to the side and all those guys are now dead. And the girls are all still dancing. And then one of the girls like gets her nail and it's real sharp. And she starts to cut the sister down the back, which is the coolest and goriest scene.
The
sister down the back.
It's set to
most surprising. Yeah.
The Marilyn Manson "Sweet
that's,
Dreams"
again-
cover
Oh,
is
yeah.
playing.
Like,
I used to
in the
love that
if I
song
could
in
give
high
it-
school so much.
If I could give it the
Yeah, I
chef's
know.
kiss, I would, because putting that song right there is perfect.
This
And
is
so they're
this is the
cutting-
best scene.
They're
Yeah.
cutting her back, and then she pulls her back apart, and she has fur all over because they're werewolves. And
Right, you
Dylan
think
Baker's
they're
like-
witches, you think they're vampires, then they're werewolves. What?
Yeah. And then it cuts to Anna Paquin, and she's getting all the teeth and stuff. And then her sister comes up, and the werewolf, this movie didn't have a huge budget, but they did everything they could with it. Because the
Oh yeah,
werewolves
it's all
look
practical
really
effects
good.
too.
Yeah.
It's so
Absolutely.
good.
And
Yeah.
like Anna Paquin, as she's transforming, the sister comes up and she's like smelling Dylan Baker, you know? And then
Yeah.
it was a budget of $12 million, which is crazy, like what they were able to do. And so then Anna Paquin's like, trick or treat, and she eats some. And this is my favorite story because I do feel like we all kind of said it. It's the most, and I'm sorry, you guys should have watched this movie already before you got into this.
Yeah, this is all
But
Yeah,
this
come
spoilers.
on.
to me, this was the most shocking. Like, I did not expect them to be like. As a matter of fact, I was like, "Oh no, I
Right.
hope Anna Paquin doesn't get killed."
Yeah, because you think
and
she,
so
yeah,
you don't
yeah.
expect them to be. Yeah, you don't expect them to be werewolves. Like that's such a cool. Like, oh yeah, of course. But
Right.
a lot
yeah.
of movies skip.
Right,
werewolves.
and if you've seen it before and you're rewatching it, they keep dropping things that would be funny
Yeah.
to say about a werewolf,
Yeah.
which is
and
it's such a good like rewatch
Oh,
too.
I
You
didn't
know
even
what?
watch that. Yeah.
And maybe
Yeah.
that's why I'm so harsh on the previous story, because if you go back and watch it, once you know they're werewolves and what they're talking about, because all the things about this is your first time, it's like not a big
Totally.
deal.
Yeah.
Like they seem a lot meaner the first time you watch it, but when you watch it again, you realize that they're actually giving her advice. Like, just find the creepiest guy you can and let's get this. So you know,
And
like
just
we're
just
gonna,
eat it,
we need
yeah.
to
Right,
eat.
right.
It's food time.
Yeah.
They're doing that thing where like when your girlfriend is like, "Hey, I don't know where to go." That's kind of how they're treating it. Like,
Right.
"Okay,
Right.
What do you feel like?
And
you
it's
know?
cool. And like, it's like yeah, I've never seen another movie too. Like, I mean, maybe besides like Underworld or something. But, like most of the time, like werewolves, like you don't want to be a werewolf, and it's like I've never like seen it be
Right.
celebrated in like the way they do in this movie, which was also like
Right.
you just like you would never see that twist coming. Like you're just like that's why you think witches, you think vampires, and then it's like all of a sudden their
Right.
skin is just sloughing off, and you're like, what even are
Yeah.
you? And it's like, oh
And
my
they're
god,
excited.
like
and that
it was
that
great.
there is no vampire. I also like
Right.
because the only Sam connection here is as they're like eating all the guys. Sam's just watching on a log, just chilling. Like, it's just, like, you know, it's
And
like,
he's eating,
like the werewolves are like, "Who's that little kid?"
he's eating a
You know,
big
just-
lollipop. Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
And
it's the,
you-
it's the
you
lollipop
don't
we'll see
see-
later.
you don't see the giant baby die in this scene, so maybe
He
they
made
just
it.
left him alone. Maybe the baby
Yeah.
He
made
earned their
He's
trust. He earned the trust of the bride.
it. He was too
Yeah.
innocent.
Is it a-
to,
no,
to
is it
kill.
The pack. It'd be a pack,
Alliance?
right?
The pack. It's Alliance
Yeah.
bride.
The pack? No, the
Yeah.
wolf pack.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wolf
wolf
pack.
pack. Yeah.
And so then we get to our final story, which is Brian Cox, and he is the like the old man who hates Halloween. And
He's
he has-
sullen.
But okay,
We should say something. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, what are you gonna say?
I have another beef with this story. I don't believe in this trick or treat rules. Is my problem because okay, so it starts off and these kids open the door. And they're like trick or treat, and then you hear like this monster growling. You see green eyes light up, and they're like, "Roar," and then they go to them, and then the kids take off, and that's to show that he's an old man who's angry. But okay,
Yeah.
the options are trick or treat. He tricked you. That's part of the game.
Yeah.
You have
No, okay.
successfully been Halloween.
That's the crazy thing is he is not an anti-Halloween like curmudgeon who like keeps the lights off. He is actively tricking kids,
Yeah.
stealing their candy, and eating it himself,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
insane.
yeah.
That is insane
But again,
behavior.
I guess
That
that'd be a
falls under
breaking of
the
a
rules
rule.
of
I
trick
don't
or treat.
know.
Yeah. No,
That
because
is
he
true.
didn't.
It's
a good question.
Sam didn't go after the bully, or did he? Maybe Sam pushed the bully along.
Maybe he allowed it to happen. Yeah, I don't know.
And so then, yeah, I don't know. I think that he's cheating, but I'm not Sam, so maybe I'm cheating. But then, so then the guy goes back into the house, and then Sam just spends the whole time harassing him, like trying
This is
to
actually
kill him.
the
Yeah.
first time you realize that it's Sam who was attacking him too. We should say that.
Yeah, I mean, this is the
You-
first.
Because
didn't
what we
know
eventually will see
before.
is
It was-
we see the whole him going out to the backyard to yell at his neighbor,
Yeah,
who is Dylan
Right.
Baker, and he's like, "Keep your kid out of my yard."
Right. and you see it through Sam's burlap sack vision.
Yeah.
Because he's watching the whole thing.
And he goes into
out.
the house. And then we see later when he's banging on the door and Sam attacks him. As we knew earlier, but now we just get it to the other side.
We didn't know. We just know now.
And so eventually,
So
it's a whole long
I have a
segment.
qualm with this one too.
Oh, God.
I have a qualm
Yeah,
with this
what's
segment.
your qualm?
My qualm is that I don't feel bad at all for this guy. And so I don't care that he's getting tortured by this kid. And I'm not afraid.
Also
actually
1 second of the
it's
thing.
funny because at first you already hate this guy because he's stealing kids' candy. And then when you find out the twist, you're like, oh, I hate him even more. He deserves worse.
Which is kind of funny because I mean I guess it's very horror because like the bad guys are super punished, but everyone's kind of super punished. You know, like no one really gets off easy in this movie, which is so funny based on the tone, which isn't that bad. But yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a lot of fun, but it's like there's no real reason for us to spoil it because it's just them going back and forth. You guys should go do it. No, I won't even spoil the look of Sam.
Oh, like the very final twist.
That's
totally.
No. Yeah, but he does embody the spirit of Halloween. So go check it out. It is a cool, very cool look. And so then the movie ends and we kind of revisit all the stories. And then there's one more twist, but we'll leave that twist to you to go check it out. But yeah, I think overall, like, I think kind of the fun of horror is that even with my horror, like sometimes you're just taking shots, you know, and like sometimes they don't hit, but like most of the time they do. And I think this movie, it hits more than it misses. And so even though I have some qualms, it's mostly like fun story qualms. It's not like, oh, that sucked. It's more like, no, Sam, your rules don't make sense.
Of the experience.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like
if it was more serious,
it's not supposed to scare the shit out of you. It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
It's like supposed to be like an experience of Halloween.
Yeah, if it tried to take itself more seriously, I probably would be more annoyed with it. But it's trying to have a fun time. Like it's definitely a like get a pizza and a popcorn type movie, you know? Like this isn't a like, oh, you need to focus. It's more like no, just have fun. Get some joints in there.
It almost like right away because Dylan Baker plays it so silly that you kind of know you're like, oh, this is going to be a fun one. It's not going to be too like harsh.
I will give you a warning if you do a little token before you go watch this movie. When that school bus part hits, man, it hits like a brick. You're like, oh man, I'm way too high for this.
It is harsh, but it also comes back around.
Time to finish this movie in the morning.
Spoil. Because it does come back. There is a suitable vengeance situation going on there. So.
But very cool movie. Go check it out. Trick or Treat. If you saw it in theaters, even cooler. If not, it's always on right now. It's on HBO Max, so go check it out. And then yes, we have one more film to cover for this, and then we're gonna get into some sci-fi in November. But come back next week when we finish our Gateway Horror, or come back in 2 weeks after this deep dive, whichever one you guys want, or whichever one I finish. But yes, so yeah, have a lot of fun. Happy Halloween, guys. And yeah, if you like this movie or if you didn't like it. If you didn't like it, tell us what your favorite anthology is. So we'll see you guys next week. And boo bye. That one worked a lot.
Bye. Bye,
boo.
Boo.
That one.